HOA sent a bounty hunter to my cabin. He froze when my uncle showed his green beret patch. I never thought a clipboard could cause this much destruction. It was just past noon when the truck rolled up, dust spraying across the fields. Engine revving with the arrogance only people with nothing to lose seem to have. I was in the shed sorting wood. Uncle Jack was inside the cabin, sipping black coffee with one leg up, like always. That's when the shouting started. At first, I thought it was more HOA nonsense, Karen's people complaining about our non-standard fencing, or the chopped wood stacked too high. But this time was different. This time, they brought a bounty hunter. Yes, an actual bounty hunter. For what, a $400 fine and a missed compliance hearing. You'd think my uncle was on America's Most Wanted. Karen Wellington ran this fake HOA like a kingdom. She wasn't elected. She bought the land next door, faked incorporation paperwork, then declared her association the law of Briar Hill. And folks, they followed her mostly out of fear, some out of boredom, a few out of shared spite. But what she didn't know, what none of them knew, was who my uncle really was. Uncle Jack moved in with me 2 years ago after a hip injury forced him into early retirement. He didn't talk much about what he did, said he worked the logistics, but I saw the medals in the footlocker. The old satellite phone, the scar running down his side like a road map through hell. He was a Green Beret, not just any soldier. Uncle Jack ran covert extractions, pulling hostages from war zones, operating under governments that would never admit he existed. And now Karen's little HOA war machine was about to pick a fight with the wrong ghost. The bounty hunter kicked in our gate, literally boots and all splintering the cedar jacket carved by hand. Karen stood behind him, recording everything like she was a reality show star. She screamed about non-compliance, trespassing livestock, and something about a drone violation from 3 weeks ago. Then she pointed. That's him, arrest him. Jack Keller, non-compliant resident under HOA Clause 17C. The bounty hunter walked up our gravel path, slow and sure. He was military trained, no doubt. Vest, boots, taser clipped to his belt. For a second, I froze, thinking this would actually end in violence. Until Uncle Jack opened the door. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't even grab the hunting rifle on the rack. He just walked out, wearing that old sun-bleached t-shirt that said, "You are not forgotten," and a battered baseball cap. Then he lifted his left sleeve. That patch, green, faded, but clear as day. "Son," he said to the bounty hunter, voice like gravel soaked in bourbon, "you sure you want to be on this footage? Threatening an active veteran under false authority?" The hunter stopped, looked at Karen, looked back at Jack, then took a step back. Karen shrieked, "Do your job, he's resisting arrest." But the hunter had already dropped his stance. He raised both hands slightly, eyes now wide. "Ma'am, I think we have a situation here I wasn't briefed on." By sundown, the story had hit local media. Not because of me, not because of Karen, but because Uncle Jack's friend, a retired judge from his old ops unit, drove in that night, saw the footage, and made a few calls. Suddenly, Karen wasn't dealing with a cabin owner. She was dealing with the Department of Veterans Affairs, the sheriff's office, and a growing number of angry neighbors. Turns out, Karen had served cease and desist orders to 17 homes, none of them legal. She'd faked HOA bylaws, enforced her own rules, collected over $60,000 in bogus fees and fines. She even had a list of non-compliant threats, with Uncle Jack's name highlighted in red and labeled dangerous veteran presence. The bounty hunter, he filed a complaint, said Karen misled him, said he wouldn't have come near our place if he knew the HOA was fake. In the days that followed, everything fell apart for her. Karen's house was egged, her mailbox stolen. Neighbors she once bullied brought forward records of fines, fees, photos of broken fences and confiscated property. Uncle Jack never raised a finger. He just stood in front of that gate, now repaired, with folded arms, and let the truth come out. People showed up with signs, "We are not property," fake HOA, real consequences. Even a local reporter came out and interviewed Jack, though all he said was, sometimes, "You don't fight fire with fire, you fight it with sunlight." Karen was sued by 10 families, lost everything in under 3 months. The land she built her empire on auctioned. The patrol squad she bragged about disbanded. One of them actually turned state's witness to avoid jail time. And the cabin, it's still here. Standing, quiet, steady. Uncle Jack spends his mornings walking the edge of our property, talking with kids about survival training and telling stories about places he says never officially existed. And me, I learned the most important lesson that day. You can break a gate, you can fake a title, but you mess with the wrong man, especially one who spent his life protecting freedom in silence. And karma doesn't just knock, it comes with steel boots, a camera crew, and a nation that still remembers who the real protectors are. The end.